Well, these are difficult times for so many of you. Families everywhere are suffering really in many ways. And that includes our family here at WJZ. We want to pause for a moment to share with you, no doubt, a very personal loss for all of us.
And we are having to say goodbye to two longtime, much-loved co-workers. Both were inspirational human beings, and both died within the past few days. Deb Kelly was more than a brilliant editor. Her booth was Newsroom Central, where we all checked in to talk, laugh, and watch her make editing magic. Your story wasn't done until she made it sing. Deb worked at WJZ for more than 30 years and was just getting ready to retire when she became deathly ill, contracted sepsis, and suffered the loss of her hands and legs. But that didn't stop Deb. Her smile, her sense of humor, her passion for life intact. She learned to live with her prosthetics, and while she could no longer edit, she did go back to crocheting, cooking, and thoroughly enjoying her days. A year ago, Deb even agreed to an experimental double hand transplant at Duke University Hospital, which was successful. After overcoming all these challenges, last week, Deb suddenly and mysteriously developed a very high fever, and we lost her, and it's quite a loss. And then there's Heavy, Eric Scott, who was with us for 25 years. Any reporter who ever was lucky enough to have Heavy as their photographer had a brilliant, creative partner in storytelling. Heavy loved his work, and it was impossible not to love him. In fact, anyone who ever met Heavy on the job, on a story, on the street, fell in love with him. He was always the brightest light in the room. Such a disarming smile, so much enthusiasm for life, so much love in his enormous heart. Sadly, it was his beautiful, generous heart that suffered an attack 2 years ago. Heavy fought back. He continued fishing, hunting, and enjoying his family, his grandchildren, waiting for a transplant. A couple of weeks ago, a heart was found, and we were all so excited for him. But during surgery and after, he suffered a series of setbacks that made his recovery impossible. So now we are forced to find a way to say goodbye to two fine friends. Our love tonight goes out to Heavy's family, Deb's family, this TV family here at WJZ. We'll never ever stop loving you. Never forget the years we were honored enough to know and work with you. Yeah, they were, as I hope you can tell, they were really extraordinary people, talented, wonderful human beings. We were so lucky to work with them.
You know, Deb, I think you said it, she had a smile that could light up any room, just an absolute sweetheart. Heavy was a brother to all of us, especially me. I said I wasn't going to do this. I'm going to try and get through real quick. In a world that is so divided today, I think you both could attest to this. Heavy would walk into any room, and he didn't care what your religion was, what your politics were, what your beliefs were. He treated every single person with kindness, the way that he wanted to be treated. So if I leave you with anything today, and you're going to hear a lot of stories, I challenge everyone to add a little Heavy to their day.
Yeah, and in both their cases, I mean, we mourn the loss, obviously, but it's also an opportunity to push forward the spirit, right? I mean, with Heavy, in the times that I traveled with him and spent time with him, simply, I think he would want us all to find joy, share your happiness, and just make the world better. And we can take that forward. And I think that's what he would want as well as Deb, because both, to the end, shared their joy.
They sure did.
That's what he preached every day. Get better every day. He took this job seriously, and his talent really second to none.
Yeah, absolutely. And Vic and Nicole are joining us now, and I know, Vic, you were lucky enough to work with Heavy a lot as well.
Yes, most definitely. I echo everything that has been said there. These are two incredible people who brought more to the table than just their expertise. They brought humanity. They took stories that we told, that Eric shot and Deb edited, and somehow gave those stories life and depth and timbre and feeling. And it was all because they felt the story. I worked with Eric many times. I remember working with him in Cuba. And while there, we covered a Palm Sunday service. And in Cuba, communist Cuba, you're not allowed to have religious gatherings. And so we had to be within a courtyard, and we managed to get inside and be able to tell the story of these people who wanted to practice their religious freedom. And Eric and I sometimes would communicate just by looking at each other, and we knew what needed to happen next. So he will be greatly missed, and Deb's cubicle was right around the corner from my office, and every day I would stop in and say, which tie should I wear? And she would pick it out. She had a keen eye for just about anything artistic, anything beautiful, and these two beautiful souls will be missed. Nicole?
Yeah, I have to echo your sentiments there. I didn't get a chance to meet Deb, but I heard amazing, incredible things about her, especially after her recent surgeries. But I spent the least amount of time with Heavy because I started just a couple of years ago. But I started on mornings, and so the days that he would be hanging around in the newsroom, I would hit that corner, and I could always count on a smile, a laugh, a joke. And he really did just welcome me into the WJZ family. I think that when a place and people make you feel like a family, it doesn't matter how little time you spent with them. I remember my whole family came up for Weather Day last year, and Heavy was there, and I turned over. He and my dad are in the corner. They talked the entire day like they'd known each other for 30 years, and ever since then, my dad would ask me how Heavy was doing. He would just tell him he would tell me he's good people, check on him. So it really is a huge loss in a way that I can't really put into words. I really do hold other people's energy. So what I'm feeling right now is really for all of you who spent way more time with him. But yeah, we're just thinking of his family, and we'll miss him. Yeah. Back to you guys.
Hopefully you can tell how extraordinary these two people were. And I'm with you, Mark. We're going to take their positive spirit and their sense of joy and their love and their kindness to everybody. And just, that's all we can do. Remember them and take it ahead into our own lives.
And I think, you know, we talk about how they're part of our family, and I just want to echo, because I know that, you know, Teresa, Heavy's wife, is watching right now. Heavy, Deb, we're always part of our family. Their families are part of our family, and we will always, always be here for you guys.
Yeah, we'll be right back.